What if we were to tell you some of the strangest ships ever built by the US Navy were not battleships, not aircraft carriers? What if they were alien in shape, sleek and twin-hulled ships, ships that skimmed across the waves like planes, disappeared from radar sight, and zipped through shallow harbors where nothing else dared enter? This is the story of America's Catamaran warships. Ships as unusual as they are fast and well in front of their time, as to be believed only when sailors laid eyes on them. These are the sea ghosts of another kind of war, cold, asymmetrical, and fought in silence at high speed. It begins clandestinely in the dead of the night in the 1980s, with the US Navy creating some sort of accident or UFO. The Sea Shadow was like nothing ever to have touched the waves. Funded by the legendary Skunk Works at Lockheed Martin, the same people who gave us the SR-71 Blackbird and the F-117 Nighthawk, it was America's first stealth ship. 164 feet in length and 68 feet in width, the Sea Shadow was not just stealthy in looks, it was stealthy in being. Built inside of a gigantic moving dry dock called the Hughes mining barge, the ship was only ever tested at nighttime. It was designed for itself an alien, radar-shy shape. The ship was flat, black, angled oddly enough, and strangely lacking anything remotely resembling classic features of seafaring vessels. It was invisible almost literally, with a radar cross-section a little bigger than your run-of-the-mill fishing boat. Sea Shadow slipped through hostile waters unseen. A four-person ship, no weapons, no distinctive markings. One task: to test the future of sea stealth. When it was declassified in 1993, the public reaction was of incredulity. Newspaper reports showed pictures of a floating triangle more suited to life on the planet Mars. People thought it was a hoax, a prototype, one-off gimmick. But don't be deceived. Sea Shadow was real, and it worked. Its technology would go on to influence the design of future destroyers and stealth corvettes. But here's the frightening part. In spite of its success, the Sea Shadow never entered full service. In 2006, the Navy abandoned the project. In 2012, the ship was broken down, sold for spares. No museum, preservation, legacy. A ship designed to be invisible was wiped from the record. But while the Sea Shadow was built to disappear, the subsequent warship Catamaran was built to be anywhere and in a hurry. The HSV-2 Swift was a complete novelty in the inventory of the United States Navy, a silver, futuristic-looking catamaran that didn't simply cut waves, but cut convention in naval design. Built by Australian shipbuilder Incat and rented by the US Navy in the early 2000s, Swift was a bold experiment in speed, maneuverability, and multi-mission versatility. With a top speed of up to 45 knots, a shallow draft of only 3.7 meters, and a massive cargo hold that can carry armored vehicles, helicopters, and troops. Swift was no cruiser or battleship, it was a platform for tomorrow. Its mission was as wide-ranging as its construction. Swift was used in support missions, in combat zones, in far-flung areas such as the Middle East and Africa. It was used to transport equipment and troops swiftly to areas along coastlines early in the Iraq War, moving cargo in a matter of hours rather than in a time frame that it would involve to transport in a standard transport vessel. Due to its twin-hull catamaran construction, Swift could operate in shallow, unimproved ports, bringing goods directly to areas devastated by war or nature. Swift was not only about logistics, however, it was also a vital tool for U.S. soft power. It participated in humanitarian deployments to Guatemala, Honduras, and Gabon, among many more, with school supplies, medical kits, and hope. It was a ship of diplomacy that regularly contributed to joint exercises as well as training deployments with regional navies, most often in piracy or low-sea infrastructure areas. Swift was deployed to Africa Partnership Station missions in Africa to develop seagoing capability in partner nations. It featured classrooms aboard, transformed hangars into conference facilities, and provided American expertise to countries that needed to patrol their waters. The speed and autonomy of the ship allowed it to arrive, instruct, then leave before traditional assets even set sail. Swift's fate, which was offered in October of 2016 while operating under lease to the United Arab Emirates, came crashing down in one terrifying moment. While in October of 2016, it was making its way in the Red Sea outside of Yemen, Houthi rebels, who used a Chinese-made C-802 anti-ship missile, targeted Swift as a part of their attack upon Saudi Arabia's allied coalition. The missile struck Swift directly. The explosion penetrated Swift's light metal frame, starting a blaze which quickly engulfed the Catamaran. While it didn't succumb to sinking outright, the ship was a total loss. It was towed into port, its formerly sleek, futuristic lines blackened and sagging. The damage was found to be irreparable. HSV-2 Swift was not restored. It was a total loss. But the most successful chapter in the tale of test catamaran history continues to be written, and it's called the Spearhead-class Expeditionary Fast Transport. These aren't even prototypes. These are real ships. 14 ships built or in commission since starting the program in 2010. The lead ship, USNS Spearhead, is a behemoth of a vessel, 388 feet in length, 93 in beam, with a cargo hold of 600 short tons. Spearhead-class can transport a whole armored company, from tanks to literally everything in between, at a speed of more than 40 knots. Faster than most other ships and many helicopters, and not only fast, shallow. With a draft of less than 13 feet, Spearhead-class ships can sail into underdeveloped ports, into river estuaries, into coastal bigger ships can only hope to be allowed into. They're powered by 4 diesel engines that together make a total of 40,000 horsepower. What they don't have, it seems, surprises many: a torpedo, a gun deck, a missile. Just room to maneuver, space to move, modularity. Critics say they're targets, but advocates point to the missions. These ships aren't at the sharp end of the stick fighters. These ships are quick response ships, able to deploy troops, evacuate civilians, transport material in days, not weeks. And they've been tested in live fire exercises. From delivering humanitarian relief to Haiti, to participating in joint military exercise in the South Pacific, to resupplying U.S. troops in Eastern Europe, Spearhead-class ships are redefining power projection. One of the most notable missions of some Spearheads was its humanitarian disaster relief and humanitarian critical aid. When Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico in 2014, Spearhead-class ships came in first, bringing critical relief, aid, and medical care, and medical staff to storm-shattered shores. Because they were shallow draft ships, they could port, beach, and bay areas that enormous ships could not, and in a moment of disaster, they were invaluable. This was reaffirmed by humanitarian relief in Haiti in 2015, as flood damages devastated the land. The ships transported heavy equipment, vehicles, as well as commodities in a timely fashion, proving the value in speed as well as agility in saving lives. Besides humanitarian missions, Spearhead-class ships have found themselves in the midst of defense exercises as well as international logistics support. The ships have done joint exercises with Pacific as well as Indian Ocean allies like Japan, Australia, and Singapore to enhance interoperability as well as strategic ties in critical areas. With their ability to transport troops as well as equipment in a short time frame from base to base or contested littorals, they can also serve as force multipliers in a future conflict. The Spearhead-class ships have supported the U.S. Army's European Deterrence Initiative by moving troops along with gear to support NATO military units in Eastern Europe. The ships can respond more quickly than traditional sea-lift assets due to their agility and speed, sending much-needed logistics assets at a time of increasing demand. And then, there's the future. It's coming. Already, the Navy's planning to equip future Spearhead ships with high-energy lasers, unmanned aircraft systems, and autonomous combat drone systems. This is the vision, a quick, modular, intelligent ship not only to carry war, but to conduct it. Imagine a Spearhead with a 150-kilowatt laser disabling enemy drones in midair. One deploying intelligence drones deep behind enemy lines from shallow, hidden harbors. Not science fiction concepts, programs in active development. The United States Navy's no longer making a bet on firepower. It's wagering on brains, agility, and quickness. What are your thoughts on the military catamarans? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel to get our latest videos straight to your notifications.